In Marvel's universe, mutants are evolutionary superior to human beings. And while that statement brings up a lot of questions about ethics and morality, one thing is for certain: many of those mutants are also superior when it comes to intellect. Some of Marvel's greatest minds belong to mutants, and many of them have made the world a better place because of it. Some, though, not so much. So today we are counting down the top 10 smartest mutants. Let's get to it. And at number 10, Kitty Pryde. Kitty, or Catherine Pryde as she prefers to be called these days, has really glowed up. She was the leader of the X-Men for a while too, and spent time in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. While that doesn't amount to intelligence per se, she is a character who has gathered a whole lot of knowledge and experience over the years, and has become a bit of a tactical mastermind. Pryde has also shown the ability to assimilate knowledge at a rapid pace, having picked up skills from her training with Wolverine at a young age. Plus, she's an expert in computer science, which definitely comes in handy when she's not phasing through technology to destroy it. Moving on to number 9, Sage. Sage first hit the scene in 2001's The X-Men Volume 2, Issue 109. She is a mutant with the ability to jumpstart other mutants' powers. She's a telepath, and most importantly, she has superhuman mental processing abilities that include having a perfect memory and data analysis. That definitely must come in handy. The best way to put it is that Sage's mind functions like a computer's CPU does. Her mind can cross-examine, analyze, and even store information, with the ability to play back events as if they were a film, recreating them in her brain. She also clearly has a photographic memory, and has been likened in terms of abilities to Taskmaster, which is pretty nifty. Moving on to our number 8 spot, Cypher. Cypher is Douglas Aaron Ramsey, a character who first debuted in New Mutants issue 13 back in 1984. His powers allow him to gain a vast amount of knowledge. He is able to intuitively translate any language he comes into contact with. This includes written language, spoken language, computer languages, or body languages. He's an expert when it comes to subtext, let's just say that. This helps him decipher codes and understand subtext in a way that a regular human being couldn't even imagine being able to do. He never has to problem solve consciously. Rather, it's all subconscious for him, coming up with the correct solution to said problem that may seem like it's doing a couple leaps of logic, but is correct nonetheless. He's also an expert in translating and designing computer software, and is capable of hacking some of the most protected computers on the globe. Moving on to number 7, Forge. Now we're getting into mutants who innately have a genius level intellect. Forge, who first debuted in 1984's Uncanny X-Men issue 184, is one of those mutants. He also possesses a superhuman intuitive talent at inventing, and has various mystical abilities, and is a skilled marksman to boot. His knack for invention, specifically mechanical devices, is thanks to his ability to visually perceive mechanical energy in action, so he can recognize the potential and functional uses of any machine or piece of technology within his visual range. Combine that with his genius level intellect, and he can conceive, design, and build highly advanced machinery and devices, and then operate them, modify them, and disassemble them or existing technology to create countermeasures for it. Moving on to number 6, Magneto. Magneto possesses one of the most innovative minds in the history of mutant kind. His intelligence combined with his Omega-level mastery over magnetism is what makes him so deadly at times. You know that old saying that an idea can be the most dangerous thing in the world? Well, Magneto epitomizes that saying to a T. Aside from his ideologies and charisma, Eric is a genius in the fields of advanced science, genetic manipulation, particle physics, engineering, and other fields of technology. He has engineered advanced weaponry, space stations, superpowered humanoid life forms, devices that generate natural disasters, the likes of volcanoes, devices like his helmet that block psionic attacks, and devices capable of nullifying mutant abilities. He's even bioengineered new species, including the Savage Land mutants. Yeah, talk about some major smarts there. And at 5, Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister, aka Nathaniel Essex, is technically a genetically altered human being, but he is also a super genius, and thanks to his own genetic manipulation, has effectively turned himself into a mutant. A scientific genius with expertise in the fields of biology, genetics, cloning, physics, and engineering, he's definitely given the X-Men a run for their money on many occasions. It also helps that he's a master manipulator, capable of controlling his body at the cellular level too. So all in all, dude is a pretty persuasive guy, both physically and mentally. Moving on to number 4, Moira MacTaggert. First appearing in the Uncanny X-Men issue 96 in 1975, Moira MacTaggert was long believed to be a human. But thanks to revelations in House of X, we now know that Moira is in fact a mutant too, and has the experience of 10 lives under her belt. So she has limited reality warping reincarnation powers, a perfect memory, and is completely invisible with her true nature as far as other mutants are concerned. The X gene is not visible to her. She has lived 10 lives. And she possesses great intelligence and experience in the fields of genetics and mutation. Every time she is reincarnated after death, she maintains all of the memories and knowledge that she gained from her previous lifetimes in utero. So yeah, that has definitely got to come in handy. Gives new meaning to experience equals knowledge, doesn't it? Up next in our number 3 spot, Kid Omega. Kid Omega, aka Quentin Quire, may be an Omega level telepath, but he has also got a genius level intellect too. He possesses advanced cognitive and telepathic abilities that allow him to organize and construct his thoughts at accelerated rates. According to the official handbook of the Marvel Universe A to Z, issue 6, Quentin possesses a brilliant mind that rivals some of the smartest people on the planet. And according to him, he thinks 10 million brilliant thoughts per second, but maybe he's just being a little cocky on that front. Although, we highly doubt that he doesn't. In at number 2, we have Charles Xavier. This one seems like a given, right? Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, has always been hailed as one of the brightest minds in the Marvel Universe. He is a literal super genius. Coming from a privileged childhood and having attended Oxford, he has multiple doctorates. He is a world-renowned geneticist, an expert in mutation, has considerable knowledge in various life sciences, and invented Cerebro. He also has a PhD in genetics, one in biophysics, another in psychology, and another in anthropology, and an MD in psychiatry. He's also a brilliant tactician and strategist, if his time at the X-Men has shown us anything. And that's not even tapping into his potential with what he can do with his powers either. It's quite the impressive resume. Also, where does one have that much time to get 4 PhDs? Gotta be a super genius. And last but not least, in our number 1 spot, Beast. Beast, aka Hank McCoy, is often one of the first individuals we think of when we consider intelligent mutants. And that's because we've seen just how useful Beast's knowledge and experience can be, with his scientific strides generally making massive impacts on the narratives of the X-Men and even the Marvel Universe as a whole. He's often Charles Xavier's go-to guy when there's a problem that needs to be solved. Great minds think alike, 2 brains are better than 1, you know? Now for starters, Beast has a genius level intellect, if that wasn't already blatantly obvious. He's a world-renowned biochemist, has earned PhDs in biophysics and genetics, and he is the individual responsible for creating a cure for the legacy virus. That is huge. His expertise in genetics rivals that of Xavier's, MOIRA's, and more. And he has vast knowledge in a bunch of different fields. This includes theoretical physics, quantum mechanics, differential equations, I don't even know what that is, nanotechnology, anatomy, biomedicine, analytical chemistry, electrical engineering, and mechanical engineering. He has built a time travel device, a machine that separates evolutionaries from cosmic rays. He's hacked Bruce Banner's computer, and he is able to recall complex mathematical and chemical formulas without any research. He can also quote historical and literary texts from memory too, so he's a well-rounded fellow, ladies. And he is an accomplished musician to boot. Plus, his accolades are pretty impressive. He's won a Nobel Prize and is a 9-time recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So yeah, dude is hella smart. Alright, there we have it, friends. What other smart mutants can you think of? Give us a shout in those comments below and let us know your thoughts and feels. If you dug this video, you guys know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button, share it with a friend, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos just like this one. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.